Welcome to the Bougie Black Brother Network. Good evening and welcome to Car Wax. I'm Michael, your bougie black brother, and I'm here with my co-host Sean. What up, dude?
What's going on? Sean, a.k.a. Slim Buddha in the house.
Ooh, bougie brother. Hey, so we're here for that music thing this week, and we got two new candidates, and we wanted to start off, or I wanted to start off with a Houston guy, and I think you talked about him, but I don't think we ever did a review. I think Underground guy, and we was talking about some rappers from Houston, but never really did a review. So, and his new release, MAXO Kream. So,
well, actually, you got it backwards. It's
so
his rap name is MAXO Kream.
So now I'm all backwards like a motherfucker.
Yeah, Brandon Banks is actually his dad's street name. So yeah, he used his dad's street name for his album name.
Gotcha. Damn, backwards than a motherfucker. But that's where he is. So hook me up. Give me a little background on MAXO Kream.
All right, so MAXO dropped something first thing last year, like early last year, and it definitely didn't sound nothing like this sounded. So it was like potentially sounded like a little bit of ASAP Ferg and some B.O.B. Now, if you listen very closely, he still has a little taste or touch, a sprinkle of B.O.B. sound in this new album, but that's neither here or there. Actually, so I was digging into Max. I was just like, okay, he was cool last year, but I started seeing his name around everywhere. When Nipsey passed away, he actually had a video with Nipsey with him on stage or whatnot. So it actually sparked a reminder of, oh, dang, Maxo's pretty plugged in. I guess he is, Crip. So then he was on the Dreamville album. And that sprouted him all the way back on the scene. Because he was on the Dreamville album featuring J. Cole. And he was on the, oh wow, she got a big old ass. He was on the end of that track.
Okay.
He was like, what does he say? Does a pig put some pork, and does a caterpillar fly? I was like, all right, that's interesting.
Right.
So that was my first time getting back on him. And when this came out, I really loved the album cover. I thought the album cover was just like super cold because it was basically him and a picture of him and his dad.
Yeah.
And it was like meshed together. I was like, oh man, that's slick, man. Like, but popped it in, and I was just like, wow, this is pretty damn cool. Right. Okay. He knows how to tell a story. I like Houston rappers. I like Zero. Zero's a Houston rapper. Trey the Truth's a Houston rapper. Slim Thug's a Houston rapper. Lil Flip's a Houston rapper. Paul Wall, Chameleonaire. These are like some legendary Houston rappers that's been doing it for a while. And he kind of gives that flavor when it comes to the lyrical part. Like, that's kind of how a lot of lyrical Houston rappers rap. Mm-hmm. So when I was hearing the whole album, I'm just giving the whole buzz real quick. When I was hearing the whole album, I was just like, damn, he can really rap. He really knows how to tell a story.
Right.
His storytelling is really, really good. Even though it sounded a little basic at times, he was still getting the story across. And the story was good.
Yeah.
So that was probably the first real reason why I told you to listen to it, because you're telling me to separate these categories when it comes to our nominees and our album nominees with storytelling and underground rappers and real industry rappers, So I was listening to it, and those are the things that came to mind when I listened to it. And then the beats were like fitting. The beats were very fitting for him. He was very comfortable in his zone. Now, his prior album, he sounded nothing like this. Prior album, he was feeling him, trying to figure himself out.
Okay.
This one, it sounded like he was a little bit more perfected with his flow.
Okay.
So, I was definitely satisfied with what the things that I was hearing on this album.
Okay. So I first put it on and it was like, okay. Sounds familiar, right? And then I checked it out again and said, wow, this guy telling a lot of good stories in here. You know what I mean? And then the third time I'm like, he's got a couple of flow like 21 Savage, just not as clever. And I was like, now you ruined it. Because I put on the last 21 Savage and I was like, yeah, see, I was entertained by 21. The beats over here was basic. It played well with him. And I really didn't feel it, but I liked the way his storytelling was. And his storytelling was basically storytelling, not too much of a visual. When some storytellers, when they start telling a story, you see shit. You know what I mean? You start saying, whoa. But he was kind of just telling the story. He was rapping the story.
Right.
And it didn't give me a lot of big visuals for me to do that. So I was kind of like, am I just critiquing this? And then I was like, no, this is a type of rapper. And then I had to take in consideration this is a Houston and not trying to compare him to Atlanta flow, because he had some similar flow like Atlanta, but you can tell that there's a difference. So I kind of was like, yeah, okay. And when Travis Scott put his beat on there, you knew there was Travis, because he always had these little unique things, and then he got his little tones that he put in there. The relays. And I was kind of like, that's cool, let me try to get into this. And I really couldn't. I liked what Travis did, and he was okay on the cut. And I was kind of like, yeah, okay. But I'm telling you, I'm gonna agree with you when it comes to the storytelling, like the 8 figures. You know what I mean? The 3 a.m. when Schoolie Boy Q was on there, that shit was like fucking awesome. The Brenda, you know what I mean? That shit was really cold. The story on that. And then what was the other one with the? I didn't really, Pray to the Dope, and. So here's the one that I wanted to ask you about too. The She Live with Megan Thee Stallion. Do you notice they're trying to put a whole lot of women on there that's sounding like Cardi B? So I'm listening to a lot of releases that's coming out, and there's some unknown chick on there that has a Cardi B flow. And
unknown?
Well, I'm saying unknown because you know who's at the top of the charts. You got Cardi B is just ruling, and then Nicki, she's showing up on a lot of people's shit now because she's trying to put herself back out there again. I think she got a quick single out too. But there's a couple of other chicks that I just don't see normally, and they're putting them on except for because they probably can't afford Cardi anyway, so they're going to have another chick with a flow like that. So that was kind of threw me off with that, because we're going to get into the big crit, but now it's all about, let's start talking about the strip clubs, you know what I mean? And then the women in the strip club, because he got the one with the ballerina, which was like fucking really cool. But overall, man, I was kind of like, okay, you got a couple of features on there. The ASAP Ferg was okay. The Schoolie Boy, I really love the 3 a.m. I really like that because Schoolie Boy, we already did a review on him. And when he shows up on other people's stuff, he puts it down. And I really appreciate when he comes through because he puts it down when he's a feature. I always enjoy when he shows up. So that really stood out. But his storytelling throughout this whole thing was like really, really good. It just he didn't. It wasn't a flow that made you really visualize what he was doing.
Okay. I I think that that's a good one, man. That's a good one because I don't think you've heard a lot of Texas Houston artists,
No.
so to speak. I mean, okay, Bun B. Bun B, you love Bun B. I know you like Bun
Yeah.
B. We didn't even review the last Bun B album. Bun B had an album that he dropped with Static Selector. Did I show you that one?
I don't think so. It doesn't ring a bell.
Okay.
Put it that way. Because you know me, you give me so much, man. I jump to the one that I like, and then I keep moving from that. So
yeah, it's a lot of music. I'm surprised I even remembered that. But I see where you're coming from. It wasn't really as clever. He didn't have the articulate punchlines that you suggest he should have had. It's so crazy because again, man, I really want to talk about it. We're gonna talk about it, but we're gonna have to listen to it a few more times. Mm-hmm. But YBN Cordae is 21 years old.
Yep.
And just the range that kid has. And then you try to listen to somebody and he's like 29, 30, Maxo, he's like 29, 30. And not even comparing, but still the storytelling is like in a whole different realm. But there's that class.
They're two different
storytelling is like,
yeah, but they do different types of styles. So I would never put them two together because that'll make you really start being way critical with Maxo. And that's what I didn't want to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
YBN, that
so
dude.
I kind of just, yeah, exactly. Go ahead.
Yeah, but with that dude, that's why I wanted to hold up on that because it was such a unique, and that's his freshman album, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for him to come out like that was really interesting. But I don't want to get too far off from that. But with Maxo, it's a style and a regional type style that you have to respect, first of all. But I'm also reviewing the music because there's just certain music that I like and the way the music is. It don't matter if you new or you old. You know what I mean?
So what about so in comparison with Future's newest album, how would you rate or put Maxo on the chart with Future?
So the problem with Future is I'm used to Future. I respect Future.
Okay.
I like Future. He can come out with a bad album, but I like Future. I like the way he does things. Everything ain't going to be perfect the way I want him to do, but he's a really good artist. So I don't even want to put him that close because, and Future's pretty seasoned, dog. He can come out with something that's not that good, and he'll turn around and have a monster album. You know what I mean? Where this guy he's a regional guy, and he has a style that you kind of have to get with what it is. You know what I mean? And if you don't respect shit like that, then you're going to have a problem. I mean, and I'll jump to that Midwestern style with the Chicago and all of them. They have a sort of sound that you can, and we'll get into that when we talk about Chance, but there's a style that you hear that's more, lack of a better word, more playful, more on the lighter side, and even a production is a lot brighter on that sense. So you got to understand, if you listen to something from a certain region, respect where they're coming from. There's other people that transcend wherever they're from, and they just got hot shit. In this case with Maxo, I think you got to respect because he's from that area and what kind of production and what he's talking about and his actual style.
Okay. So I want to go back to two things that you said because I can't let those things slide. They're just on my weighing so heavy. Okay. So heavy.
Okay.
You compare Maxo to 21 Savage, and I'm trying to stray away from that comparison, but it just weighs so heavy, and so you went back to I Am Better Than I Was, or
I
whichever,
think it
which
was
the last
the last
21
one.
Savage album, and you
Hmm.
listened to that, and that was pretty much what reminded you of this album, basically.
No. It don't remind me of the album. Understand? There's a flow that certain people do.
Right,
Um,
flow.
yeah, there's a flow that he was a little quicker, but even though 21 goes with a couple of ways he does, he's clever, and you catch his clever lines and everything that you go with it. But so as you do that flow, he's giving you something with that. Where his flow is pretty much the same, but he's just talking through it. He's just rapping through it, and he's just telling you. So I was entertained with 21 because that flow was kind of odd. But then I got used to the oddness because I was kind of like, man, I want to listen to this
Yeah,
stupid
this
shit.
is a
21.
yeah. We didn't review the Is It. I put it on the table, and you was like, no.
No,
I'm
but then
not.
we talked about
no,
it.
we did review it. We did review it.
Did we?
Oh, you know what? We talked about it.
Yeah,
Because
we
I
talked.
wanted to talk about it. I wanted to review it, and we didn't review it, but we did talk about it.
Mm-hmm. And you remember you was telling me, so you starting to like this dude. I was like, yeah,
Yeah. Before the album came out, you was like, man, these features, man, he's good. Man, he's really good with these features. I don't know, man. I'm used to it now.
Yep. And I did because he made me say, yep, this is who he is. You know what I mean?
Wow. Okay, so do you feel like if Maxo slows his flow down a little bit, maybe?
No.
Or do you just feel like he needs to be a little more clever with his
I
delivery?
I don't know. Yeah, I'll say more clever because I like the cleverness of because anybody can tell a story. You know, this dude can get out of jail and tell you about the shit that he went through. You'd be like, wow, that was rough. But if you're going to rap about it, you either need to make it visual so when you say it, there's impactful ways that you communicating it, or you play with it with the way you do it. And he didn't do that. Because to me, if you're going to be a rapper telling stories, it's going to have to be something other than
you got to make it. You got to make me see it. I got to see it.
I got to see it, or I got to be like, oh wow, that's cool. How he flipped it in that way while he told the story. Because remember, the Lil Wayne one with Kendrick Lamar when they was robbing that dude and the chicks and all of that. That shit was, you saw it. And it made you laugh by the way they just played this dude. And then they came and they switched it up. And it was so good. It was so good when you telling a story of something that happens. He just told stories. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying the stories were bad. I'm just saying sometimes you need to do a little more if you're going to rap about it.
Okay. And I totally see what you're saying, man. That's why I'm a little down right now because I'm just like, I like the album. I thought the album was arranged very well. I thought he complimented the beats. The beats and him went very well together. Like he made some really good choices with his production.
I agree with that.
I thought it was cool how he rapped with his brother. I thought it was cool how he had his father on the whole album all the way through. So I like that. And then but you're right. Because now we're talking about the craft of the flow. We're not just talking about the flow. And you're going deep on me here. So I gotta give you credit on that.
But Sean, the thing is, except for just saying this is trash, nah, man, I'm not trying to hear that. That's bullshit. Man, he didn't do that's not fair to an artist. I started looking at a couple of things that made me say, you know what, if you're gonna listen to music, break it down like Sean said. Look, this is for you go to the club, this is all you're gonna listen to. You know what I mean? Hey, this is some pop shit. This is what these kids are liking. Listen to this in this way. Or this is a regional thing. This is their sound. They're going to all from this region going to have a certain sound. You just got to say, do you like it? And or are they giving you what they want to give you? Because once you know what they're giving you, then you have to either accept it or just say, that's just not my style. You know what I mean? And in his case, I like his stories, but it's not my style because it's not giving me, because I've heard better. People tell better stories or articulated the story better.
All right. So the second thing that was getting under me, you said that they're promoting these women who sound like Cardi B, and you was referring to Megan the Stallion. So let me give you just a real quick background on Megan the Stallion.
Okay.
She's like, her name's ringing. Her name is like really, really ringing among the rest. She was one of the freshmen of the year this year. She was one of the ones on the cover. So she is also from Houston, and she got some bars.
No, I'm not saying she didn't have any though.
Right. But what I'm trying to say is, yes, you may be right that they are promoting these women, but some of these women are actually putting in some real work to be out here. You know, like Meg Thee Stallion is pretty damn good. She's one of the better talk about my pussy rappers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just like I say, like I would say, Pusha T is one of the better talk about cocaine, sell drug rappers. You know what I'm saying? Freddie Gibbs is a newer upcoming cocaine rappers. So it's now there's a category for type women rappers.
Yeah.
You got your, Tierra Whack. For me personally, Rhapsody and Tierra Whack are the two best women rappers out there, and they're fighting to be some of the best ones in comparison to Cole and Kendrick. Like they compete. They literally compete with them boys. So I give a lot of credit to the lights that's being shined on the real lyricists out there, and then the lights that's being shined on some of the women that aren't that can rap better than Cardi B. Let's say that. Because again, man, you're gonna have this bitch suck my dick. We're gonna have Gucci Man female rappers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're in the era of that. And I've grown to accept that. Now I'm not gonna listen to all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like and then these women are gonna grow to maybe, rap about better shit, as Gucci Man did.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it just, we're in a different era.
No, I get that. So let me kind of help you through that. They're rapping much better than her. They are. I'm just saying they need a woman with a style like hers, because they have that kind of up-tempo squeaky voice. They kind of flow like that. But their bars are much better than hers. I told you that. I don't think Cardi B is a good rapper. I think they give her the right shit to rap about, but I'm kind of like, But these chicks, they flipping their rhymes in a way that it's kind of like, here's one of these motherfuckers talk about sucking dick again. No, they doing it in a way that's clever. And I'm going to sit there and be like, look, I want to hear a whole album with that? No, I'm not trying to say that shit. But what I'm saying is, when they show up, you at least give them the time. And I've heard that on I think 3 different ones right now. And that was one that I picked up on. I just didn't know she was on because I saw a couple of people on it, and I just never had an opportunity to find out who they were and started listening to that. But the freshman of the year and everything. That's what I'm talking about.
She's one of the ones on the freshman of the year. This is the first year more than one woman has been on the covers. It was 3 girls. Tierra Whack, Rico Nasty, and Megan Thee Stallion. So
well, we know about Rico.
And those 3 artists are pretty damn good.
Yeah. So we talked about Rico with the Doja Cat. And then you told me, you was like,
man, we're on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's good. That's good. The fact that, before, certain magazines are exposing them and putting them to light, we're at least talking about them.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. But overall, what You said you liked it, so what was your rating on this?
I did like it, man, and I also listened to the one previous to this, and it was much improved. He got a little more comfortable with his flow. This was more of a his flow. This was more of a perfecting his flow, his style. Wasn't a lot of singing, like I said, man. It was rumored that not even rumored. They said that Jay-Z helped this track arrangement. He's a Rock Nation artist.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
That's what's up.
So, before I even heard that, I was like, damn, this CD is pretty damn nice, man. They constructed this very well, put his daddy at the end, and then, he was rapping, man. I just felt like he was really rapping, man. I say this rapper has a lot of potential. I give it an 8, man.
Wow. Okay.
I give it a solid 8, man. You made some legitimate points, and it was at an 8.5 for me. You know what I'm saying? But you made some legitimate points, man. His delivery could be much better. He could make these songs sound really good. Yep. If he do a little bit of hesitation, if he stopped reading the paper, you know what I'm saying? Right. Or if he, man. That's why it was kind of weird. Now I'm kind of seeing maybe he's just a different type of artist, man. He was on the Dreamville project by himself, which was cold for him to be on that project by himself with the other track being on Cole's, but he was by himself, which means there was no chemistry with him nowhere else for them to fit him in there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, because of the delivery and how he, jumps on the beat, so yeah, maybe it is a region thing. Maybe, you have to listen to him on the radio. Maybe you have to seen him put that work in to kind of get the hang of this flow, and like I said, man, this sounds better than his last one, and it's making me feel like when you talk about cars, and that album, I'm just like, he sounds better, though. He's improving, man.
He's improving, yes.
But yeah, man, I give it an 8. I enjoyed it. I would love to hear him with some more features.
Okay, but his features was okay on here, though. You know what I mean? He need to show up on other people. That's what you mean, though, right?
Right. He needs to show up.
Okay,
right.
I got you. Yeah, because you know what? Sometimes when you at somebody else's house, you want to show up better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. You know what? I enjoyed you, man. You played great as my partner in spades. You know what? You got to come back next week.
You got to come back, dude. You got to come back. Be like, damn, thanks. You know what? My boy's going to have something the other. Why don't you come through with us, man? Yeah, they like you, man. Then you're going to show up and you want to show up good. You know what I mean? And that's a good point. Maybe that's what he needs. But I have him at a solid 7. I was going to go a little lower. And the only reason I didn't go lower is because I listened to it again.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, the first 2, I was very, very critical. And then the third time, I was kind of like, damn, these stories are pretty cool. But then the fourth time, I'm like, he's just telling stories.
Right. It's just a story.
It's just a story he's telling. He's not making it visual so you can visualize and go, oh, man, that's fucking cool. Or, damn, that was fucked up. Damn. Yeah, man, I feel you. That's a fucked up life, bro. Yeah, I got you. I didn't get that. You know that he went through some shit, and he talk about his dad and his brother and beating his mom, and that was nothing like
his cousin's telling on his daddy.
Yeah.
Cousin telling on his daddy, and he's not rocking with his cousin no more, or his auntie telling on his daddy.
Yeah, that was
he's not rocking with the family no more because of that.
Yep. And that's the shit that, it just didn't stand out for me to even do a recommendation. And anything less than an 8, has no replay value.
Right.
But it's not trash. It's not trash. And that's why that's why I gave it the 4th listen. Because I could have left it at 3 and been like, yeah, I'll give it like a 7, 5, maybe 7. But when I said, dude, you can do better. because I love the way you telling your life in that way, but you got to do it in a better way to make people either feel it or enjoy it, or, feel it or enjoy it. One of the two. Enjoy it because you making it clever, or feel it because, man, he got some passion in the way he did that shit. Damn. I didn't get a lot of that. But not bad, though. It was straight 7 for me, though, kid.
Okay. Total respect. Average out to 7.5. That's still a good album, man. That's still a really good album.
Yeah, it's a good album. And again, Houston rappers, hey, I'm glad to hear from them. You know what I mean? Because you don't get a lot of mainstream folks from Houston like all these other regions. So it's always good to say, hey, here's another one from that. Because YBN is from Maryland, right?
He's originally from North Carolina, and then they moved to Maryland.
Oh, they moved to Maryland. Okay. Okay. Yeah, but that's what's up, man. That was pretty decent. But,
okay.
Tune in next time to our second half review of The Biggest of Good on our next Car Wax music review. Peace.